Well, hello, and welcome back to Teal House Farm. Today, I got some garden work to do, but I'll show you. Mother Nature is being horrible to me this year. So, we didn't have April. It basically didn't rain. Basically the entire month of April where we are, which is terrible because you're trying to start a garden, right? And it doesn't rain. And like just trying to fight it, watering by hand. But you guys know groundwater doesn't make things grow like rainwater. We finally got a little bit of rain last week and I thought, oh, maybe we're good. But now it has been like sweltering hot. My garden is just, I feel like it's, the poor garden is struggling, and it's really frustrating because if you've been watching, you'll know that I built this no-till garden by hand, lugging tons of manure by hand across from the barn to the garden and dumping it. It took me months to build this garden, and now I'm having trouble getting things to grow because Mother Nature is being cruel. Also, there are no apples this year. We had a late cold snap and all the blossoms on the apple tree died, so no apples this year on any of the apple trees. No mulberries this year, it's looking like. I don't know if that's from the cold snap or from the sweltering heat we've had lately, but the berries have all dried up. It may also be because it hasn't rained enough. This would be like the first year, I think. No, that's not true. One of the first years we hear the mulberry tree didn't have mulberries. And so, I mean, in 7 years, second time, that's disappointing. We always look really forward to that. Hopefully, I mean, the blackberries have flowers on them. I show you. So hopefully, at the very least, in July, maybe we can have blackberries. Here's the, you see, got some nice white flowers. So maybe we'll get some nice blackberries. But our mulberry tree, which is usually full and luscious, maybe we'll get some. You can see there's one starting right there. But it's clearly struggling. And here's a branch of an apple tree. As you can see, clearly the buds just fell off. There's no apples. No little apples starting. Hey, mister, is it hot out here? Cheese.
Go potty.
Well, then go inside and go potty.
I need help.
Daddy's inside, okay? Are you hot?
Yeah. Even Ted's shirt sweater.
It's just hot today.
These flowers are gonna turn.
Yeah, all those flowers turn into blackberries. And there's more down there. So down the other end.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
But no apples this year, and I don't think we're going to see any mulberries.
So we're gonna have those big blackberries and the small ones.
No mulberries.
Oh, you mean these?
So these will be blackberries straight down here.
So in like June?
July.
Are they starting to grow? Yeah. These are the flowers that get turned into those sweet little blackberries. They're so good. Little.
This is something we don't want. Of course, the things that do really well are the things you don't want.
What are those?
Oh, maybe that's not. I thought that was a cocklebur, but that's not. So we're okay.
Yeah, we hate cockleburs. Yeah, play footage when me and Ivy did a whole entire field of cockleburs.
Oh, yeah. From a while ago, Mikey and Ivy cleared our field of cockleburs. And this year, our field looks really good.
Here's what happened. So Mom bet us that every can we fill, and these were giant bags, to get $5. And Mom thought we were going to get to like $20. And we got all the way to 50. And Mom was like, okay, no more bucks for you guys.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
And it was for each one. But when Mommy gets home, after that day, I had a horrible sunburn.
Mikey did have horrible sunburn.
But what happened, Mikey had his gloves on, and those gloves got filled with those pickleberry things.
Cockleburs.
And Mikey always asked me to pick them off because she could take off her own gloves and do it. And that's what I did with mine. I had to take off my gloves and pick them off of her gloves, so she didn't. And all the ones on her hoodie, she made me pick off too. And all the ones on my
Yeah,
hoodie,
they stick to everything.
they even were on our hair. Yeah. If you look really close to the footage from a few months ago, they were in our hair.
Yeah, last year. But now, hey, we'll go look. You'll see how beautiful our field is this year. So this field, when we bought the property, had to be close to 50% cockleburs. And if you're not familiar with cockleburs, they're an invasive weed and they are deadly to most livestock. And so it was really a big problem for us. And we researched how to get rid of them. And a lot of people said you just got to give it up. You got to till it up and you got to spray and replant. But you guys know we don't have any large equipment, so tilling 4.5, 5 acres isn't possible unless we paid somebody to do it, which would be expensive. Also, replanting is incredibly expensive, and so what we did is we tried rotational grazing first with the goats in really small paddocks, hoping that they would eat around the cockleburrs and encourage good species to grow. And what happened is they just constantly jumped out of the fence because there wasn't enough good stuff for them to eat. So that didn't work. So last year I decided what we were gonna do was get big trash cans, and early in the spring we went out in this field, the big girls and I, and we pulled every one of those cockleburrs that were growing out of the ground. Patty, come back! Come back, Pat! No, Pat! You come back. Good job. Trying to run away. He's trying to run away. And then during the year I would go out and I would pick any new ones I saw growing, and then we started rotational grazing the goats through it. Now the cockleburrs were picked out and they did a great job beating down everything else. Now what we have, something that is going well for us this year, is we have beautiful looking pasture. What used to be horrible and junky is now much better, and we're finally able to hopefully get a cow to put on the pasture. Something we were never able to do before because our pasture was so junky, we wouldn't have been able to support a cow on it. The one plant section I haven't checked on with this weather are elderberries. So we're gonna go see if they are surviving this weather. Come here, Pat, we're gonna go check for berries.
Can we eat them?
No, they won't be ready.
He's barefoot.
He'll be okay.
I want them.
We have 2 very large elderberry bushes. They actually so far look like they're going to start making flowers. This is very early in the season, but they do look nice and healthy. Here's another one. And like they're gonna start crowning with those flowers for us. Maybe if Mother Nature behaves herself for a little bit for us, maybe we'll get some elderberries, maybe we'll get some nice blackberries, but our early spring crop is not gonna happen of berries, and our fruit tree, our apples, are not gonna be coming in this year, which is really disappointing. And then hopefully I just need a lot more rain, Mother Nature, because my garden is struggling. So I will show you though, there is something in the garden that's going really well, and I'll show it to you. For some reason my beets are doing really well, which unfortunately the rest of this bed is pretty sparse, but the beets are doing okay with the limited natural rain. Lettuce does okay with limited natural rain. And my potatoes are growing like crazy in their tires. Tomorrow I'm gonna come out and I'm going to hill up the potatoes. So normally when potatoes are in the ground, you go ahead and mound up dirt around them until there's just like an inch left of the top to encourage the potato to grow up more and produce more tubers. But since we grow them in tires, what we do is we stack another tire on top and we fill that tire in with more composted material until just an inch of the leaves are showing. And the potato continues to grow up and grow new tubers into that ring of tires. And then when it's time to harvest, you just topple your tire towers over and your potatoes just roll right out. So we've been doing potatoes this way for 3 years. It works so well. I do it. I know a lot of people have concerns about growing in tires. I've read a lot of research and data on it. It's very, I wouldn't recommend growing everything you're ever gonna eat ever in tires. But when it's just a minute, when it's just one thing like that, the risks are of any like seepage is incredibly low. And so I'm comfortable with it. If you were uncomfortable with it but wanted to continue this method, you could line your tires with some sort of plastic if you wanted to. People sometimes grow potatoes in feed bags, but it's not as much real estate for them to grow, so you don't get as many tubers.
What are you doing?
If you have really nice soil, you can grow them in the ground. Here, it just doesn't work well for us. It's very clayey. So at least we can look forward to paying attention to our potatoes if those are doing well. Hopefully some elderberries later this year and some blackberries later this year. We're gonna keep watering this garden and try to keep our plants alive, but we need rain, not just water from a hose. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll be back next time. We'll be fixing up these potatoes. We'll be staking some tomato plants.
We're doing church.
Well, yeah, but when this is posted the next time, we'll see you. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.